Hey, what's up guys, it's Blake the Great, and today is the first video back on my YouTube channel in a long time. We're really going to start grinding. We're really going to start putting in the work on the YouTube channel. Past couple of years, we've been putting in a lot more work behind the scenes, industry-wise. We signed a management deal. We're working on placements. We're getting studios. We're traveling, making trips. So, we got a lot going on. And, I think recording it all, making content out of it, and just making videos will be one, a fun thing, and two, it'll be just good for y'all, just see my experiences and see what's happening with the producer trying to come up in the game. But yeah, all right, let's just go ahead and get right into it. All right, so now that we're in FL Studio, this video is going to be about how to make crazy beats for Swapa and really any artist that likes the crazy trap beats with the darker tones and the melodies. So it's going to be melody and drum breakdown. This melody is crazy. I'm excited to break it down. So here's a little preview of the beat, and then we'll get into the breakdown. Alright, so starting off with the first sound in the melody, and really most of the sounds in this melody comes from one of my favorite plugins, Synology. I know a lot of us know this plugin, but if you don't already have it, it's $2.99 a month, $2.99. It's super fire. Anyways, this is the C Waves preset. It's a synth pad, and here's what I laid down. So obviously for beats that I want to have that are more evil and dark, I want to be using notes that are a half step from each other, because that is what creates a lot of times the darker tones in the melodies that you hear. But yeah, super simple pattern. All right, now so on to the next sound. I went into Synology again and grabbed this pad. Super simple, just only one note. It's really just to give the melody just a little bit of depth. All right, for my third sound, I got a brass from Synology, and this is the pattern that I laid down. In many Swapa songs, he uses a brass, or his producers use a brass in his beats, and we have a couple in this one, and that was just the first one. Pretty simple, but I think it was super fire. And on to the next one, we got another Synology sound, and this is another brass from Synology called it's a brass attack, and here's what it sounds like. Now what you're probably thinking is, wait, this melody isn't really sounding like how it sounded like in the finished beat, and that's because in this specific beat I flipped this sample really hard. And the strategy that I'm going to show you I use for many beats, and it's going to show you how to make your melodies sound even crazier. And I forgot to mention, for these brass sounds, I did put on RC20. It's an amazing plugin, an amazing effect plugin, and I put on the bass talk preset, and I mess with the knobs a little bit. All right, on to the next sound. Now this sound is pretty spooky, and I wanted it to be spooky because it's there's a lot. I was looking for evil vibes, and this is the Glass Forest preset in Synology, and this is what it sounds like. For the last sound in the melody, I went into Analog Lab, another one of my favorite plugins. I highly recommend if you don't already have it. And this one is the Elevate Pluck preset, and this is the pattern that I laid down. I really like this sound, and especially because I put RC20 on it again, and I put on a vinyl preset, and this is that's what added the white noise to the sound. And as you see, there's a lot of distortion, some different types of effects going on, just to make the sound sound more crazy. All right, so with all the sounds played together, this is what it sounds like. I do think that the melody sounds pretty good right there, but I thought I could take it a step further. And this is where you can really elevate your beats, is when you can flip your own samples to make them sound even crazier. I ended up running the melody through a gross beat, and I put on the ×2 speed, this preset, and I ran it through the Edison. So to listen to what we lay down in Edison, I'm gonna lay it out right here in the pattern. And then I ended up taking that file and I chopped up the 4 bars that I wanted to loop. I ended up pitching it down 600 cents right here. And also I pitched it down a whole octave. This right here, it's usually at 2 in like this. But if you want to pitch the sample down a whole octave, because I wanted to pitch it down a whole octave and 600 cents because the melody was very high pitch, but I wanted it to have a darker tone for an artist to be able to fit their voice over. So yeah, I just pitched it down just like that, and then this is what it ended up coming out as. And then on this new melody, I put another RC20 on, and it was the Hotline Phase preset, which adds just a little bit of distortion, wobble, and some more white noise, because I feel like that adds just more warmth to the melody, just adds more depth to it. And I also added this EQ, cutting out the low end, just so whenever I added the 808, the 808 fits and it doesn't become too muddy with the melody. All right, so starting off with the drums, I'm gonna play the hi-hat and the snare. This hi-hat pattern is relatively simple. I really just wanted to run with the 2-step with some rolls here and there. And this roll is a pretty long roll. As you can see, the velocity is going down as the roll progresses. And I also have a roll at the end of the 4 bars that's pitched way down, and it is at a much lower velocity. I just wanted it to be more subtle. I just felt it adds as a nice transition into the next 4 bars. Snare pattern, simple. The only difference in anything that's unusual is a little cadence snare right here. All right, so on to the 808. Now this 808 is fat. It's just a spins 808. Here's the pattern. I wouldn't say there's anything too crazy going on with this 808. It's in the normal spots. The spots I'm highlighting right here are pretty regular for much of trap music. But I would say what makes a difference here is this little double hit right here with the 808. It just adds more energy to the track and adds us a little bit of variation. On to the next, I'm gonna pull up all the open hats that I used. I have 3 different open hats, and here's them all playing together. Yeah, so on to the last sounds, I just added this chant and a cadence snare. Mixing wise, I just panned some of the open hats left and right. Leveling, I just level by ear. Make sure you put your 808s in mono. Got to push this knob all the way to the right. But yeah, that's about it. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you for watching this video, and stay tuned for many more videos to come. We're about to go crazy on the content, and let me know down below what you thought of the beat and the video. But yeah, I will see y'all for the next one.